Hello, welcome to the Daily English News program in Azərbaycan Televiziya with the major developments of the day. I'm Gülər Hədəmova. On November 23rd, President İlham received credentials of the newly appointed Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, Qapalı Səhmdar Sarkar.
Ambassador Qapalı Səhmdar Sarkar hailed President İlham Əliyev's vice policy in Azerbaijan's achievements in energy policy, which was founded by great leader Heydər Əliyev. He noted that during his tenure, the embassy will do its utmost to develop bilateral relations between the two countries. The ambassador presented his credentials to President İlham Əliyev. The head of state spoke with the ambassador. President İlham Əliyev underlined good political dialogue between the two countries within international organizations and commended Bangladesh for supporting the extension of Azerbaijan's chairmanship of the Non-Aligned Movement until 2023. President İlham Əliyev noted that during its chairmanship of the Non-Aligned Movement, Azerbaijan made great efforts to protect the interests of member countries, the fight against COVID-19 and the fair distribution of vaccines. President İlham Əliyev praised Bangladesh's support for Azerbaijan's just position on the liberation of Azerbaijani historical lands from Armenian occupation, both within the Non-Aligned Movement and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. The head of state expressed his hope that the embassy would contribute to the development of relations and the definition of priorities for economic cooperation between the two countries during Qapalı Səhmdar Sarkar's diplomatic tenure. Ambassador of Bangladesh to Azerbaijan, Qapalı Səhmdar Sarkar, noted that his country attached great importance to the relations with Azerbaijan.
President İlham Əliyev received credentials of the newly appointed Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of the Philippines, Maria Elena Algabre.
Ambassador Maria Elena Algabre conveyed the greetings of Philippine President Rodrigo Roa Duterte and the people of the Philippines to the head of state. She noted that the President of the Philippines wanted to expand relations between the two countries. The ambassador presented her credentials to President İlham Əliyev. President İlham Əliyev spoke with the ambassador. The head of state thanked for the greetings of the Philippine president and asked the ambassador to extend his greetings to President Rodrigo Roa Duterte and the people of the Philippines. President İlham Əliyev said that Azerbaijan was also interested in expanding cooperation with the Philippines, including trade relations. The head of state thanked the Philippines for its support in extending Azerbaijan's chairmanship of the Non-Aligned Movement until 2023 and for Azerbaijan's initiatives within the organization, especially the equitable distribution of vaccines. President İlham Əliyev underlined that Azerbaijan's position as chairman of the Non-Aligned Movement has always been to protect interests of the member countries and strengthen relations. Touching upon the bilateral ties, the head of state stressed the importance of intensifying ties in political and economic areas and establishing economic and trade relations, and expressed hope that during her tenure, Maria Elena Algabre would contribute to the strengthening of relationship between the two countries. Ambassador Maria Elena Algabre first congratulated President İlham Əliyev and the people of Azerbaijan on the Victory Day and the restoration of territorial integrity, as well as the National Revival Day. Maria Elena Algabre said that during her tenure she would spare no efforts to develop political and economic cooperation between Azerbaijan and the Philippines, both in the bilateral and multilateral formats, as well as people-to-people contacts. The ambassador touched upon the importance of an online summit of the Non-Aligned Movement Contact Group and a special session of the UN General Assembly in response to COVID-19 held on the initiative of the President of Azerbaijan, and a resolution on COVID-19 and vaccines recently adopted by the UN General Assembly. Maria Elena Algabre also highlighted the successful model of economic development of Azerbaijan, noting that these achievements of the country were reflected in the reports of international organizations as a progressive example.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham Əliyev, also received credentials of the newly appointed Ambassador, Plenipotentiary and Extraordinary of the Kingdom of Cambodia, Kim Heng Mies.
Ambassador King Heng Mies presented his credentials to President İlham Əliyev. President İlham Əliyev then had a conversation with the ambassador. Describing Cambodia as a friendly country to Azerbaijan, the head of state expressed Azerbaijan's interest in developing bilateral relations. noting that there are very close political ties between Azerbaijan and Cambodia. The head of state expresses hope that Ambassador Kim Heng-meas would spare no efforts to establish cooperation between the two countries' business circles. President Ilham Aliyev also underlined a good potential for expanding humanitarian cooperation between the two countries. Ambassador Kim Heng-meas thanked for the kind words and extended His Majesty Cambodian King Norodom Sihamoni's greetings and wishes for prosperity to the head of state and the people of Azerbaijan. President Ilham Aliyev thanked for the greetings of Norodom Sihamoni and asked the ambassador to extend his greetings to His Majesty the King. Pointing out the high level of relations between the two countries within regional and international organizations, Ambassador Kim Heng-meas noted that he would spare no efforts to contribute to the strengthening of Cambodia-Azerbaijan friendly relations and cooperation during his tenure.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, received credentials of the newly appointed Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Chile, Rodrigo Arcos.
Ambassador Rodrigo Arcos presented his credentials to President Ilham Aliyev. President Ilham Aliyev then spoke with the ambassador. The head of state noted that Azerbaijan and Chile are cooperating within international organizations and in a bilateral format. President Ilham Aliyev stressed the importance of establishing ties between the two countries in trade and economic areas, emphasizing the significance of building cooperation between business circles. In this regard, the head of state noted the importance of delivering information about the two countries to the peoples. President Ilham Aliyev thanked Chile for its support in extending Azerbaijan's chairmanships of the non-aligned movement until 2023, adding that Azerbaijan as chair country would continue to spare no effort to strengthen cooperation among the member states of the organization. Thanking for the warm words, Ambassador Rodrigo Arcos said that his country was interested in developing relations with Azerbaijan. He also congratulated President Ilham Aliyev on Azerbaijan's successful chairmanship of the non-aligned movement and the Organization of Turkic States. Ambassador Rodrigo Arcos noted that Chile attaches special importance to relations with Azerbaijan, which has an observer status in the Pacific Ocean Alliance, and expressed his confidence that closer ties would be established between the two countries in the post-COVID period.
President Ilham Aliyev signed an executive order on conscription of citizens of the Republic of Azerbaijan into the active military service and transfer of the servicemen from active military service to reserve units from January 1 to 30, 2022. According to the executive order, the citizens of the Republic of Azerbaijan born in 2004 who are 18 years of age on the day of conscription, as well as those born in 1987 to 2003 and are under the age of 35, and citizens who have no rights of deferral of services in the Republic's armed forces and other military formations are to be conscripted into active military services from January 1 to 30, 2022. Military personnel who have completed their active duty military service will be discharged from the military from January 1st till 30th of 2022. Next plenary meeting of the Milli Majlis kicked off on November 23rd. The draft law on the budget of the State Social Protection Fund for 2022 was discussed in the second reading. Following discussions, the draft law was adopted in the second reading. Expenditures of the state budget for 2022 are proposed at 29,879 million. That is the largest budget in the history of our country's independence. Next year's state budget will create conditions for improving the welfare of the population, large-scale return to the liberated territories, and the implementation of rehabilitation projects. 208 million will be allocated for targeted social assistance to low-income families. The health expenditures envisaged in the budget are the largest health expenditures in the years of our independence. Next year's budget provides good opportunities to implement a large social package. Armenia's crimes condemned in Los Angeles. The Council of Pakistan, one of the most influential organizations, spoke about the unmanageable atrocities and destruction committed by Armenian Karabakh during the occupation. It was emphasized that Armenia razed to the ground over 10,000 square kilometers of area, including 9 cities and 900 villages, destroyed and desecrated 700 historical monuments and 65 mosques. Then a short film produced by Azerbaijan's Los Angeles Consulate General titled Cultural Genocide in the Caucasus, the worst cultural genocide of the 21st century, was screened. 1,904 more cases of coronavirus infection have been recorded in Azerbaijan, while 1,833 people have recovered and discharged from the hospital and 29 patients died. The overall confirmed cases in Azerbaijan have reached 576,703 with 541,327 recoveries and 7,686 deaths. The number of active infections is 27,690. To detect new infection cases, overall 5,461,573 tests have been conducted in Azerbaijan. The task force under the Cabinet of Ministers reported. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.